Hello and welcome to Minip. I am your host Blake, and I'm joined by Clinton for our FPL Game Week 23 show. How are you, Clinton?
I'm going well, Blake. It's Thursday night. It's been a long day for the both of us, and yeah, most weeks I feel as though your enthusiasm's let's record whatever. But this week, for whatever reason, you're just really excited. So you're desperate to get this recording done. So that's why we are recording so late. So here we are recording, and there's a good reason why you're so excited.
Yeah, we recorded our first show for the year last game week, and it was just perfect timing. We recorded on Thursday night last week, and at that stage, there was still a lot of double game weeks going ahead. You had Burnley playing a double, Tottenham, Leicester. Leicester probably had the best fixtures. And come Friday night at must have been about 10:30 p.m. our time, Clinton, fixtures just started disappearing, and there was a lot of news of games not going ahead. The big one in particular was the Leicester-Burnley game. Burnley pretty much destroyed a lot of managers' game weeks and just a lot of EPL followers in general's weeks. So my original plan was to bring in Madison, and obviously didn't go ahead with that. So from the cancellations, I thought the most secure fixtures, the safest fixtures was Man United, Clinton, and they had Aston Villa and Brentford, which turned out to be very essential to hold on to your trades. What did you make of the late fixture news, and how did you adapt to that?
Well, it was quite interesting. We could spend all session here you just bragging about your score, but
I haven't said my score yet.
The main thing for me was the fact that I had my heart set on free hitting, and I did follow through with that. But the big regret is the fact that the biggest thing for me is the time of the deadline being a 5:30 a.m. deadline, Australian time, Melbourne time. It was quite hard to manage, and that's my biggest regret, because yes, we had our teams set. I think on the Thursday night, and the Friday night there was, I think, a couple of fixtures disappearing and in doubt, and yet I'd already clicked free hit, and I'll get to my team when it comes up, but it's quite difficult to try and free hit when all that's happening. So that's my biggest regret, is the fact that I pressed it, and yet the time, the deadline, and then the amount of doubt about a few games. Lesson learnt.
We joked last week about getting up at 5 a.m. to make our transfers. It probably wouldn't have been a bad idea.
I did do that.
Oh, you still did do that. Why didn't you? At what time did you hit your free hit? Did you hit it on Friday night or
I'd already hit it, the night before, So I already set it all up, and then to tell you the story, Blake, deadline was at 5:30 a.m. The alarm went off at 15:15, which allowed me 15 minutes in my tired state to have a look at Twitter and see what's going on. And yes, there was just a fair bit of chaos. And I had a rough idea of how I was going to structure up my team, but it was, believe me, a 10-minute just mad scramble of juggling players, and not ideal whatsoever, because at different stages I could name you 5 or 6 different players that were originally my team, and then I took them out for this particular player. So it was just a mad scramble, and it's not ideal when you're waking up at 5:15 to do that. So, as I said, lesson learnt.
Yeah, it was absolute chaos, as you said. So I definitely wasn't getting up that early to make my transfers. So I planned that 11 p.m. on Friday night was going to be my latest trades. And in the end, I brought in Bruno Fernandes due to the fact that Ronaldo had an injury cloud over him. Man United had the best fixtures. So I thought he was the best player to bring in, because...
How many points what's he been scoring like since game week 1, Blake? Has he been in good form?
Before that game week, his previous 3 scores were 1, 0, and 1.
Oh, there you go. So it was all that form, mate. You were just a genius.
It wasn't form. It was due to the fact that I just thought it was the most obvious captain choice. Just I thought it was the safest. I
Well
thought
played, sir.
I thought it was the safest. So, and the only way I could really bring him in without taking a massive hit was by trading KDB. After the second game of the round where KDB scored a goal, I thought, oh no, I've made a big mistake here. But it turned out pretty well for me. And my other transfer for the week, I got out Bernardo Silva for Greenwood, just with the injury cloud over Ronaldo. I thought, and Sancho as well for that matter, I thought he'd play some minutes. So my score in the end, I scored 101 points. From the defense, Ilora scored 1, Alonso 2, Trent Alexander-Arnold scored 10, Cancelo 11, Fernandez as my captain 46, Mount 3, Gallagher 9, Greenwood 13, Edouard 2, Broha 2, and Watkins 2. So between my strikers, I only got 6 points, but obviously the bulk of the points are made up by Bruno there, Clinton. So overall, very happy with my transfers that I made. My overall ranking, I've moved into the top 500,000. I'm now 412,000 overall. So a very successful round. I was bragging about it on Twitter for a fair while there, and I don't think I'll be forgetting this game week for a fair while, Clinton.
Well done, well done. Yes, it simple moves and it's paid off really well. So well played, and yes, could have hit the triple figures when what was the average? 51. So you've doubled the average. So excellent work. Is it onto my team now?
Yeah, you can talk through your team. I'll just say that it was probably the best thing that I did for the game week was holding on to my transfers for as long as I could.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
So just on that, so you made a yeah. It's just in some way, yeah. You've done well, but yeah.
I made my transfer at 11 p.m. Friday night, and by that stage, the Tottenham Arsenal game was in doubt.
Yeah,
there was stuff on Twitter. The Leicester game has already been called off. Yeah.
very good. Well played.
Thank you.
Well done. So my team, I ended up scoring 64 points on my free hit, which in hindsight isn't too bad. And I got lucky by 3 players pretty much. Yeah, De Gea in goal got 8. And looking at the score this morning, I haven't been able to watch the score, but other any game or highlights. But yeah, I was hoping for a clean sheet today, but it didn't quite happen. But yeah, he scored 8, which is I can't complain. Emerson Royale, he got carted off. Not carted off, but he didn't play the second half. He scored 1. Lamptey didn't start the first game, which was I don't think he started. He scored 3 over the 2 games. Diop scored 1. I'm not sure even how he ended up still in my team, but anyway. Jorginho scored 2. He didn't start the first game. Lucas Moura 2, Fernandez 23. I had Bruno, which saved me.
Oh, that's good.
Trossard. Well, yes, Blake. I always had him in my free team. I mentioned that last week. Trossard 3, Ronaldo 2, Kane saved me. He scored 11, and Lukaku was the guy who I was going bold with a particular captain. I thought Chelsea have a double. It's his time. No one owns him. And I thought this is my chance, and it did not happen. So one of those things, if your captaincy paid off, and in another world, Bruno blanks and Lukaku scores 2 goals in each game, but not for me this time. My bench were just bench fodder, and so 64, and so as I said, I got away with it, and Bruno was the main reason for that, and Kane's last 10 minutes of score he got as well, which as I said, I didn't see all that, so I got quite lucky, and let me just explain quickly. If I had have done nothing at all last week and not taken the free hit, I would have had the likes of Trent and Cancelo, which a lot of people have. But Edison scored 6, Bowen scored 7, Madison's on my team scored 8, and the big one was Ramsey from Aston Villa scored 12. So if I had done literally nothing, and I still got Heung-min Son on my team. If I had literally done nothing and captained someone who went well, hypothetically someone like Trent or whatever, I would have scored more than my free hit. So, but the way it goes sometimes, I try to attack the double, it didn't pay off, and let's move on.
Move on as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I still moved up. Like I still moved up, believe it or not, in the rank. I'm now into about 1.1 million, but I'm still crawling my way up. But yeah, it's just the small margins. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, you've moved up in our league leaderboard as well, Clinton. You're now into 13th overall. I'm closing in on the top 5. I'm only 18 points behind now. Scott is in the lead of our league by 3 points after game. He defeated David by 2 points this round, so it's ever so close in our league, Clinton. Dem had a good score of 87. He's moved up to 3rd. Andrew's in 3rd, and Tom is in 5th. Aaron, who is in our Patreon, Clinton, he's dropped down from the top 5 now. He's in 7th. I've got him by 1 point, so I'll make sure to send him a message or just highlight this part of our recording and send it to him, I reckon. Just to rub it in a little bit.
He'll be listening in.
Oh, no doubt. He sent through a Twitter question to us during the day, Clinton. You probably missed that one. But he was asking about free hits again. We mentioned it last week on the show when the best time to use it was. My recommendation would be to not use it last week like you did. But
did you use yours the week before, Blake?
The week before.
Okay. Yeah, all good.
Yeah, that's all good. It all really comes down to how your team's structured up for that upcoming game week and how you can approach the double game week fixtures. There's rounds coming up where teams have got blanks, like the Chelsea, Liverpool and Leicester all have a blank game week. I think it's maybe 27. So rounds like that, you might not even be able to field half the side. So it's wise to probably hold on to the extra one as long as you can. But I'll personally be, at this stage, wildcarding when Salah comes back so that I can get him back into my team as the regular captain option. But in saying that, he will most likely have a blank game week coming up. So, it's all about probably just holding on to it as long as you can and saving it for those double game weeks or when your team's really struggling, I reckon, Clinton.
Well, yeah, it's team dependent, but it's also, the fixtures are still yet to be released in terms of all these doubles that need making up. And, for example, this week, I think even Aston Villa hasn't been announced yet. I'm pretty sure Aston Villa will double this week, for example. So there's all these fixtures that need to be put in somewhere. There is a rough idea that Ben Carolyn puts out in terms of all those possibilities, but nothing's set in concrete. So, wait for further down the track when there's going to be either a massive double game week where you can really attack it. Sometimes there's a good chance that actually use your triple captainship. And yes, it's just waiting for those right times. And might be, as you mentioned, there might be weeks where there may not, Arsenal and Liverpool, for example, if they're missing and you have 6 of those players, maybe for some people that might be a good chance to use it as well. So so it all depends on what you've got and when these fixtures come out officially.
Have you got plans to use your wild card at this stage?
I don't have plans, and the way I'm structured with my team, I think I'll be able to sort out a couple of player movements to get in Salah without using my wild card. Because I'm in the short term quite happy with how my team looks. Besides a couple, but and then waiting to see these fixtures and then work out when the best time is. Then wild card. triple captain or free hit again.
Yeah, you mentioned Ben Crellin there. We'll just keep referring to him because he is the guru on Twitter when it comes to fixtures. At this stage, there's no teams with a double, and I don't think at this stage anyone's been postponed either. But in saying that, going off last game week, Burnley has to be in doubt again, I think. They're Arsenal, playing against Arsenal. Arsenal probably, they'd be good assets to have if they were playing, but it's quite risky. So that's the most likely game to be postponed at this stage. And like you mentioned, Aston Villa is the most likely to have a double. They're most likely to be playing against Everton and potentially Leeds as well. So that combination would be pretty good to have going into this game week, Clinton. Did you manage to watch the Aston Villa game, and which assets do you reckon would be key to have from that team?
Yeah, pretty exciting team to watch. I didn't watch the previous game, no, but Ollie Watkins is the obvious pick. I think this week, if there is a double, he will be the massive captaincy choice where everyone will jump on him. I've had Ramsey for quite some time now, so he's a good, very good, cheap option in the midfield. But now they've got the likes of Coutinho's in there, Buendia's going okay, and then in the defense, Cash, and now Luca Dean is in the defense now as well. So there's some good options there. I unfortunately have my goalkeeper Steer from Aston Villa, which is my triple up. So I'm already tripled up on Aston Villa due to Steer on my bench. But there's good options there. So if that double fixture for this week does come through, I do think, Watkins is probably number one. And then, there's a better handful of guys you could look at after that.
Even if they don't have the double, at them against Everton's probably a reasonable fixture as well. So if you're really game, you could still captain Watkins anyway if it's not announced prior to deadline. And then, just hope that he plays the second because the first fixture is so good. Personally, I've still got Cash and Watkins. So I potentially might bring in another Aston Villa player, even without the double. Some teams with other good fixtures. Man City's got Southampton. It is away, but they're in such good form. I think that's still a pretty good fixture for them. Liverpool, they've got Crystal Palace. I'm not sure if they've played their EFL Cup game yet, but they do have some assets still away. So Salah and Mane, I don't think they'll be back for this game week. So Trent's still a good option there against Crystal Palace. And then you've got some teams down the bottom of the ladder that are playing against each other, which will be tricky to pick assets from. So you got Newcastle versus Leeds, you got Watford versus Norwich. So that good luck picking some good fixtures there, Clinton. What are you?
I was going to just say with even Watford were a team that last week that everyone was getting ready to jump on their attacking assets, and then they didn't play. So it's all interesting, and I think they might come out firing versus Norwich.
Yeah, potentially. My team for this week. So as it currently stands, I've got Ramsdale in goal, who's potentially going to be cancelled fixture against Burnley. Alonso, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Cancelo, Cash, Reece James, who I want to get rid of, obviously, with his hamstring injury. Fernandez, Mount, Greenwood, Smith Rowe, who's currently got a flag over his head with a groin injury, Watkins. And then my bench is Loris, Broha, Gallagher, and Edouard. Broha, Gallagher, and Edouard have all got tough fixtures. They've got Man City and Liverpool, respectively. I want to hold on to my Crystal Palace assets because they do have good fixtures coming up. They've got Norwich and Brentford in game weeks 24 and 25. So I want to hold on to them. So the players that I am looking to get out of my team currently is Reece James. At this stage, he's definitely got to make way because I don't want to field Broha. At this stage, it's going to be Reece James to Luca Dean after seeing his performance last week in new colours. and I'm going to potentially trade Broha to, I can't remember how to pronounce his name, Idaho for Norwich.
Wow.
So
that's very bold.
So he'll just be even though we'll be taking a -4, it's very, I'm not confident the Arsenal Burnley game's going to go ahead. And if that's the case, Smith Rowe won't be playing, and don't want to feel Broha. If Ramsdale doesn't play, I've got Aloris on the bench anyway. I'm still happy to take that, but I really don't want to be fielding Broha, and I am potentially going to take a -4 hit to just have a backup option.
Yeah, we've got a few players to fix up. Obviously, he just scored 100, so it's not going too bad. But yeah, I think even Alonso, with the way Chelsea are coming up with their blanks, etc., I think, and even the way that he's been playing personally, Chelsea aren't looking that great anymore, and he's a bit of a liability with his leg speed. So yeah, he's another one that will be on the move for you as well. And yeah, Smith Rowe at the moment, even. Yes, he mentioned he's got a flag, but he's also hasn't been starting a lot recently anyway. So there's a few players to sort out there.
Yeah, that's why I want to have that backup bench option. Like if he doesn't play, I don't want to be fielding Broha. I do want to get rid of Alonso and Mount as well as my other one there with their fixtures coming up, but I don't really want to take a hit to make it happen.
Yeah.
So they'll probably be in my game week 24, they've currently got a blank. So at this stage, they'll be making way next game week, which will be the plan.
Very good.
And I'm at this stage captaining Ollie Watkins. I don't really have too many other solid options in the midfield. Man United's got West Ham away, so that's, I think, away. No, they might be at home to West Ham, sorry. But that's quite a tough fixture at the moment. West Ham's playing good football. And so at this stage, Watkins captain, backup options is Cancelo and Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Very nice, Blake. Well done. Good luck with all that. Yeah, my team, I haven't thought about too much, so I haven't touched it, obviously, and I won't until when is.
I'll check that for you, mate. Yeah.
Can you enlighten me when the deadline is this week, so I don't have to wake up in the morning?
That's at deadline's at 5:30 a.m.
on dear,
Saturday morning.
Oh dear. Why do they have these Friday night games over there? Can they just leave it? Yeah, no. My team: Edison in goal, Emerson Royale. So I'd love for you to enlighten me if he got injured or the reason why he came off at halftime. But he's in my team at the moment. Yeah, Trent, Cancelo, Bowen, Bernardo, Son, Madison, Ronaldo, Watkins, and Antonio. I've got Ramsey on the bench, and then the others are no good. So overall, my team's looking okay. But there, Emerson Royale, I've got the two big dogs in Trent and Cancelo. Then I'm a bit worried about what's going on with Royale. Son, I still have. I'm going to research exactly when he's going to be back, because overall Tottenham are looking good, and I think when he's fit, he'll only make them better. But at the moment, as I sort of mentioned before, I was thinking he'd be my placeholder for Salah when he returns. And yeah, Watkins will be my captain, especially if they do double. And yeah, I haven't honestly given a huge amount of thought in terms of what I might do. Ramsey, I'm going to start, especially if at Villa do double. So my team's looking pretty good. Just I need to work out exactly what's going on with Royale and Son.
I think it was a tactical decision at halftime.
Yeah, they do play Chelsea away as well. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do there, but yeah, Son, I could obviously, he's worth quite a bit. I could transfer him to a lot of midfielders, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do that because do want to keep that sort of cash ready to upgrade to Son. So, to Salah, and yeah, Ramsey I'm going to start. So I pretty much haven't touched my team much there, Blake, and yeah, there's a lot to think about prior to deadline.
Current captain option.
It'll probably be Watkins, and I do anticipate they will get the doubles. That's why.
Yeah, I think so as well. The Twitter community seems pretty confident that's going to happen. So usually you back them in when the majority of them are saying that kind of stuff. And even if they don't get the double, Everton's a good matchup for them, the kind of football they've been playing lately. Very good, Clinton. So we'll,
in saying that they might get a new manager bounce, they sacked Rafa recently. So sometimes when a new manager pops in, they do respond. So we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, they're quite unlucky at the start. They've had a few injuries, but they just all season they've been struggling a fair bit, even with the injuries at the start. We'll post our teams up on our social media platforms, so on the Instagram and Twitter.
5:30 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah, it might be after deadline,
Yeah.
and but so that'll just about wrap up our show for this evening, Clinton. We're just a short and sharp one, but it's been a very good week for me in FPL terms. Big Bash cricket's finished now, so we're just focusing on FPL for a while, and let's see if it the extra time and effort. Let's see if we can boost up those rankings a bit. Last week you said it's impossible for us to get close to the overall winner, but
yes, it is.
No, we're climbing the rankings.
Okay, yeah.
We both went up about 200k each, didn't we?
That's correct. So what is your ranking currently?
412.
Yeah.
Only another 412,000 people to elapse there, Clinton.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'm crawling my way back, and my goal is to get 100k, which I think is, even that for me is
that's
huge
more achievable.
Oh well, no, I still think it's unlikely, but that's if you can finish 100k, top 100k, it's always an okay result. But yeah, towards the 10k is where it's all at.
I think combined with doing this show and the engagement of the FPL community that we've got now, Clinton, this is definitely the highest ranking I've been at this stage of the season. So I'm very happy with the level I'm at the moment, but it'll be good to climb the rankings a bit more. So good luck for game week 23, Clinton, and we'll speak to you soon.
See you, Blake.